Here we go. Okay. So welcome to Bowler's Grind. I'm your host, Marshall Kennebrew. Today we are bowling on two separate patterns, and we're just doing drill work. The beauty is, all we're really looking at today is just the ball motion and the difference between the two pattern lengths. The pattern on the left is the Cheetah Pattern. It's 35 feet in length. Attached right over here, we have the description of the Cheetah Pattern. And on the other lane, we have the Stonehenge that is 42 feet in length. And we're going to be talking about that one in a second. But right now, we are focused on the Cheetah Pattern. So we have two balls today. The first ball is the Hammer Raw Pearl. It's going to be the ball we're going to start off with. It's got more of a hook and roll type layout. Second ball we got is the Motive Primal Shock. There it is, Primal. And it is drilled with the 2LS layout that was done by the Garage Pro Shop by Mr. Kyle Michalowski. So if you need your balls drilled up, definitely give him a holler. But we are doing drill work today. We're doing one-step work. And this is what the one-step looks like without the ball. So if you want to try doing this, I highly recommend starting without the ball and just getting your body comfortable at the line. So because it's a sports shot, we're going to really play more of the right side of the lane, especially at first. So let's just practice on our slide. Make sure that the slide is good to go. It feels pretty good. Okay. Now, the next thing we're trying to make sure is, and for me personally, is making sure our slide is not sliding into our swing. When I get into trouble is when my slide goes this way, closer to 1 o'clock, and I try to kind of swing over my foot. Okay. So what you're going to want to do is make sure your slide and momentum are going forward. A little pivot to the right isn't the worst thing, but you don't want to have all your momentum slamming into the right. So this drill is going to help us get low, get the ball back, and finish. The pins don't really matter. It's more for just fun and just changing up the alignment, seeing where you could kind of shape it from different angles. But the same still applies as far as just knowing which hand position you want your ball and hand to be in and what your goal is. So when we start off now, we're starting off with the Raw Hammer Pearl. And we're going to start off on the track no more than, let's say, the 6 board, 7 board. We don't want to get any further left than that. We want to think of this as almost like a urethane wannabe. We don't have urethane with us today, but this ball fits us really well, and it hooks early. We might have to add some surface fun when we bowl our 3-game set, but for now, for the drill work, we're just going to roll it. So we're going to get lined up. We're going to make sure that our foot is sliding, let's say around 11 board. So we are sliding to the left of the 11 board, and we want to make sure that we're out there. That's kind of our main focus of the day. So we are starting with our feet behind the line, not that line, the second line back. And if you need to change a couple steps up or a couple steps back, go ahead. But this is where we're starting. And we're going to slide to that 11 board. So let's do it. Okay, as you saw, results aren't as important, but my foot went to about the 9 board, let's say. So we're going to have to figure that out. But in the meantime, we have a spare to pick up. So spare work is all about just throwing your straightest ball, whether it be a plastic like this one here. This is the Motive plastic little ball I got from Mr. Louis Napolis. Thank you, Lou. This ball goes straight, and urethane goes straight too, but urethane hooks a little bit more. So just depending on what you prefer, and just depending on where your target is, you just want this spare ball to be your best friend and guide you to that goal. Just kind of get you there straight You can hook at it, but on sport pattern, you run into a lot more issues that way. So straight towards the spare. We're gonna knock that down. Is there one? All right, there's only one. The easy one. Let's do it. So we're gonna tighten up the angle a little bit. Stand it at around the 6 board. All right. So we got a spare on the board. On to the next one. We want to see if we can really try to get this one out there a little bit more. If we move left at all, we're really going to have to slow our ball speed down. So let's try to move about a board left. And let's try to make sure that we don't walk into our swing. So both are going to apply. We're going to make sure that our wrist is in a forward roll type situation. We don't want to try to get around it, not too much side roll. We want it just to kind of tumble forward, hit that dry, and then go to the pocket. Okay. Now we hit the wrong side of the pocket, but we like that roll. We really stay through it nice and long. We're just going to try to repeat that until we really feel good, and then we move on. The point of this drill, unless you're dealing with an injury, that's kind of what got me started to do 1-step, 2-step, 3-step drills, is just to slow down your mechanics, slow down all the slamming into your leg, and just take it easy at the line and let it just fall off your hand. So this is what we got going on. Try to repeat that shot. Get a little bit more forward roll on it. We're at the 7 board. All right, so we swung that out. We definitely swung it out a little too far. That's okay. Again, not focused on that. Really want to try to get our focus on the line. We're going to do about 2 more of these before we move on to the other ball, just to show how much more that other ball is going to, in my opinion, it's going to hook, but we'll see. On this 1-step, on a sport pattern, don't expect a lot of strikes. Just expect to see the pattern, and that's all I'm really doing here. I'm just trying to see what the break point looks like, what my surface does, where at. I'm just trying to get my body warm. It's a good way to get your body warm as well. I haven't thrown any shots today, so. Now, although that hooked a lot, I felt like I liked the slide up there. I liked the way my foot really got into the right position. I'm going to look that back, but we're going to throw another ball now. So let's throw this plastic, and then we're going to throw the primal shock and see what that looks like. A little backup ball preview for you. All right, so we got the primal shock in hand. We're going to throw it from the exact same spot. See what this looks like. Okay, hooked a lot. So let's move left a little and take the ball speed down a bit. All right, so we're moving to the 10 board. And again, make sure we're sliding forward. Good. All right, let's do another move left and make sure we're still sliding forward. I'm starting to like this motion of this ball, but you have to be a little bit more soft with it. And this is the advantage, I think, in bowling on sport, is that I would be getting rewarded for things left and right now if this was house, but on sport, you get to see like, oh, okay, that was a minor hook, that was a minor push. and you can fix those minor details. So we're at the 11 board. We've moved about 4 boards so far. Nice forward roll. Didn't hook on the back end. So there is that area, call it out of bounds. Right now we're playing the out of bounds. We're trying to see how much we can walk that tightrope and see if we can get to the pocket, but there may be another way of going about this. And we're going to try that in a second. We're going to try to slow roll it from the left. Slow big wheel, as they say. Now I'm a lot more accurate on the sport patterns with the plastic, as you can see, than I am the reactive. So for $1 million, the ball I'd probably be using is definitely a urethane ball on this pattern, or that pattern for that matter. But today I'm just showing you the difference of house shot oil versus sport pattern oil, and how much more you have to pay attention to the little things on the sport pattern oil. So all right, so we're still going. We're gonna make a big move with this ball because this ball wants to hook on the back end, but we have to give it time to get there. So let's make a big move. I'll see what things look like from over here. So we're at the other side of the lane. We're at the 35 board. Let's try to slide right through it. And this is okay if you're going to have your point toward it a little bit that way, but not too much. And we're going to try to cross through the middle of the oil and get it out to the break point, but not get it so far out to where it's going out of bounds and where it can't recover. So we're going to give that a try. I really have to be slow with it, especially on a drill. Here we go. Okay, so we went Brooklyn, but we saw something there. Something that we like is that this pattern wants to hook. And if you can get it into that hook zone with the right rotation, well, you'll have some good results. And what we learned on this past shot, is you learn something on every shot, is that we could stay here and we could throw it a little bit harder than what we just did. So let's see if we could try to recreate that. Okay, now those 2 shots weren't that much different. Maybe in terms of scale of 1 to 10, ball speed wise. First shot, let's say it was a 6. Second shot was an 8. Didn't jump up by that much for a no-step ball speed. But it was enough to where this ball didn't come back at all. And it didn't want to come back. So it's crucial to pay attention to stuff like that when you're bowling on sport. Because if you just bowl on house all the time, you don't get to see that information. You don't get to see the little details that are missed. So that's the beauty of kind of working it out through a drill. It's like, wow, that little two different notch ball speed can really change the ball going that way or that way. Back to it. Okay. Good shot. Keep it going. Keep it going. So let's see if we can split the difference. We went left. We went right. Let's see if we can get it there. And let's make a little move, huh? So instead of sliding on 35, let's slide up 32. Tighten it up just a bit. Okay. So tighten that up a bit. And we're seeing some good stuff right now. We could shoot our spare ball at this, but for the sake of the video, let's shoot our reactive ball and see what happens. So we're going to try to hook the whole lane and hit that middle pin and see what happens. All right, best shot of the day. So that also can be a good thing. So what I was hoping wouldn't happen was that I wouldn't catch some oil and it wouldn't squirt off some way, and it didn't. That took us directly to where our strike shot should be. So a lot of times if you have that kind of center pin, you could treat it as a opportunity to get realigned and see your ball motion. If you really need that spare, you could also just go right at it with your plastic. Many ways to get there. The key is that you get it. So we're liking being over here than we were over here. Over here, we were fighting everything over, under. At least here, there's some room for the ball to kind of get out there before it wants to hook back. So let's see if we can stay soft with it. We're at the 32 board. Let's keep it going. Got it out of bounds. One pin. So on a scale of 1 to 10, ball speed was at a 9 or 10. I really muscled up on that one. And as you can see, I got the 10 pin. The ball didn't react at all. So this is where you're going to want to utilize surface, making sure that the ball has the proper surface. That way it's gripping the oil. Because right now this ball is way too clean for the front. It's just gliding and gliding. And we could alter the surface of the ball. We'll save that for another video. But for today, I just want to show different things you can do with one ball, as long as you really pay attention to what's going on with your ball speed. Here we go. We're going to tighten it up more, but now we're going to make sure we are lined straight up. Do not swing it out at all. All right, that was the best shot of the day. We changed something. So I'll share with you what I changed after one of the worst shots of the day. So my left arm can be chaotic. When this ball gets going down, this arm wants to swing out here. And it wants to go all the way over here, like that. And it does this little motion that I do, that as I'm doing this is being vibrated, right? So on that last one, I stabilized my left arm and I put it in the position where I want it to finish. I put it back there, just like this, and I went and I had a lot more stability. Not right now. I had a lot more stability in getting it back here and releasing fluidly. So we're gonna try that again. We're gonna hold on to this just to emphasize what we're trying to do with that left arm, because if I can stabilize it, I think it'll free up my swing a lot. So let's try that. Good. Good. Got it down into the oil. That definitely feels weird, but when I release it, that's where my arm should be. I was watching one of the best to do it, Mr. Tom Daugherty, and when he gets out here, when he releases it, this back arm is back here almost. So if you're out here or here, that may not be the best area for you to get that ball going forward. Having this shoulder out of the way, having your left side out of the way. So we're going to do a couple more frames and then we are going to back it up and have some fun. right off the hand, nice and smooth. Stay over here. Keep it slow. Down into the oil. Gross strike, but we'll take it. We're in the pocket now. We're in the area, and we're getting that right carry that we want to see. Getting the ball down lane. Again, results are not the most important thing. And what's more important is that you're in the right area leading up to your results. So that way, when you move it back, these things become habit. So we're gonna do one more shot. Better, better, better. Good job. All right, so we're gonna take off this hot hoodie, get going for a little 3-game set.
I'm going to take us to the end of this video. If you want to see the full scores and watch the full game set, check us out on TikTok or YouTube Lives. We'll be doing this once a week. Make sure you follow us on Bowler's Grind. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. That definitely helps the channel, and I hope you have a great week.